Good morning. My name is Prophet C. Brazil, and welcome to another day of Bible prophecy. I am a modern day prophet sent by God the Father, preparing the way for the return of Jesus Christ, His Son. Well, yesterday, as I began to speak from the Bible concerning the handwriting on the wall, spoken of in Daniel chapter 5 concerning uh, the word of God. However, in doing that, the second part, also in Daniel chapter 7, would come by the way of the United States of America, identifying the United States of America, and Daniel chapter 7, Daniel chapter 8, Daniel 9, Daniel all the way to Daniel chapter 12. All of this is concerning to the United States of America, is the United States of America and the United Nations, who was the Gentiles and the Chaldees combination, which was spoken of throughout Bible prophecy. Now, but why is it important that the handwriting, God placed the handwriting upon the wall when the king Nebuchadnezzar's son of King Nebuchadnezzar, had taken and drinking out of the vessels and used it for all forms of fornication with a mixture with a drink that was not ordained by God to be used into the vessels. However, the meaning of such is the children of Israel, the sons and daughters of Jacob, these are God's vessels, were symbolized by the vessels that God had Moses to create and made for a symbol, as a symbolic symbol of who was the 12 sons of Jacob. These was to let us know that there should never be but one substance made to digest or placed into these vessels, and that substance was the law of Moses. The law of Moses became the true wine, but the law of democracy would become a bitter wine, which would take a sour grape, which would make a bitter wine, which would cause this peoples to become a substance of reproach against God. In other words, that's what the part represents when God gave us the handwriting on the wall, and the children's, the sons and the daughter, the king of the Gentile, who was the Nebuchadnezzar's son, and the Chaldees were drinking out of the vessels of God. It was a pointing us, it was a handwriting designed by God, but in the later days, that it would be descendants of Nebuchadnezzar who would take the vessels, who was the children of Israel, and place who was his children. Let me go back there because people are taking change Israel and make it a reproach. They use it in a negative way because they would say Israel, Israel, Israel. I don't want to go there and say this here because I read to you what it said about Israel in Isaiah chapter 42. Jacob. I'm gonna use the name of Jacob, the same name, but you say Israel, the evil people and the false prophet and false preachers would take this and change it and create a delusion that Israel and Jacob is two different peoples when they both is the same. So every I have to take it and not change it, but go in a different format and explain it to you because many people haven't read the Bible. And if you haven't read the Bible and don't know that Jacob and Israel is the same person, then you would be saying Israel, 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 and you feed it to the next generation if it goes that long, and you use it as a reproach. When you say God said, if you bless Israel, He'll bless you, but it don't go that way. It was Abraham. Now, What? Let me read to you here this part here. All of these things were spoken from the beginning. Let me go to Isaiah chapter 42. It says, "Behold my servant, whom I uphold, my elect, in whom my soul delight. I have put my spirit upon him. He shall bring forth judgment to the Gentiles." 42, verse 1. Now let's go to what it is. They said, well, this is Jesus. Sure, it's Jesus. It's also is myself. Because I was attachment onto Jesus throughout his complete journey here on earth. I was attachment on him. I was the one that you didn't see, the sacrifice you didn't see. You saw John, they saw John the Baptist and Jesus Christ, but they didn't see me. If you go to Genesis chapter 15, 9-10, you see there was 3 sacrifices. When God spoke to Abraham and told him to get him a heifer of 3 years old, and a she-goat of 3 years old, and a ram of 3 years, and mix all 3 together. It tells you there was going to be a total of 3 sacrifices. But it was the ram that God had there in that sacrifice where these 2 females was at that point in time was going to be the utmost sacrifice. He was the ram in the bush when God tempted Abraham, and he took Isaac up there. The seed part of Isaac was going to be the ram in the bush, which would be Jesus Christ. But there was going to be 2 attachments made on to him to become his 2 witnesses, spoken of in the prophecy of Isaiah 6:1-3. Now, let me read this here part here, and I'm going to show you something here. It says, "Behold my servant, whom I uphold, mine elect, in whom my soul delight. I have put my spirit upon him. He shall bring forth judgment to the Gentiles." Jesus spoke these same saying in St. John. But let me go to St. John. And let me see, can I read this here? St. John chapter 16. I'm going to go here and add this on in 16. 13. I'm gonna start at 8. It says, let me see what time of the year. It says St. John 16, verse 8. I'm gonna go there because this is a part to this here part what I'm reading in Isaiah chapter 42, verse 1. "And when he is come," let me see. "Nevertheless, I tell you the truth. It is expedient for you that I go away." Verse 7. St. John. "But what if I go not away, the Comforter will not come unto you." It's Jesus speaking. "But if I depart, I will send him unto you. And when he is come, he will reprove the world of sin and of righteousness and of judgment. Of sin, because they believe not on me. Of righteousness, because I go to my Father, and ye see me no more. Of judgment, because the prince of this world is judged." He's telling you about another man will come as a comforter, and he will speak to you to concern this matter. That there was an attachment on to him when he was getting ready to go to the grave. When he was, "I have yet many things to say unto you, but ye cannot bear them now. Howbeit," 13, "howbeit when he the Spirit of truth is come, he will guide you into all truth. But he shall not speak of himself, but whatsoever he shall hear, that shall he speak, and he will show you things to come." 16, St. John 60. This is the part of Isaiah 42:1, chapter 42. Now let me go back to Isaiah chapter 42 and pick this up. Isaiah 42. That's the part that right here, the Comforter, he letting you know there's 2 sources. One is preparing the way for the return of Jesus Christ, but still Jesus working through him. Let me read. "He shall not," now let me go read this here.